Hello and welcome back to 4FS Gaming. Now there's big news from Crytek with regards to Hunt Showdown this week. Update 1.3 is now live on the PC test servers, and so we can get stuck in and play around with all of the new content and changes coming in the near future. In this video, I'm going to go over all of those changes and additions, including an analysis of how they are massively buffing compact ammo at the end. Now of course, for a really detailed account of the patch notes, they're up on Steam, and the dev stream recording has a lot of discussion around the reasoning behind these additions and changes to the game. I'm going to link both of those in the description below, but this video should sum things up nicely. So what new content are we getting? Well, firstly, there are two new types of AI. The Dr. Grunt is a grunt that looks like this. He deals damage and poisons you with his rusty saw, but when he is killed he drops a medkit on the ground which players can use. It is essentially a world item medkit. Not much more to say about this guy. Then we have the Concertina Armored. This guy is covered in barbed wire, and will damage you and cause bleeding if you get too close. In addition to his normal attacks, of course. He is tougher against melee attacks, so you will need 4 heavy knife stabs or even 2 axe hits to kill him. Now he is supposed to be weaker to shooting, but being an armored it still takes 4 or 5 long ammo shots to down him. 3 throwing knives will kill him easily without taking damage, and you can also use bayonets, bomb lance and pitchforks to strike him from further away than other melee weapons, and that will avoid his damage as well. Then we have 2 new weapon variants. The Obrez Drum is a great addition. It's just like the Mosin Nagant Obrez, except it holds 15 rounds in a drum magazine. Now I like this weapon. It looks good and it's satisfying to use that speed loader to chunk in 5 rounds at a time for a swift reload. It will cost $350 Hunt dollars, and it's unlocked between the Mosin Sniper and the Avtomat in the Book of Weapons. The other addition is the Martini-Henry Marksman. Now this places the marksman sight on the Martini-Henry rifle. That's pretty self-explanatory, but it makes for a good choice if you like fighting from range but find something like the Spark Sniper too clunky or specialized for your liking. Now this will cost $173 Hunt dollars, and it's going to be the final unlock in the Martini-Henry tree. As for equipment, we are getting a really exciting new tool, the decoy fusees. You get 3 of these, and when they're thrown they mimic the sound of a frag bomb or dynamite, right up until the moment they fizzle out instead of explode. This is a great way to try and flush people from cover, or reveal if someone is hiding in a building without going in yourself and potentially wasting a proper consumable. I think this will become a staple of my loadout for only $60, and it's unlocked via the deception tree in the Book of Weapons. Here's an example of how it might be used to see if anyone's hiding in a building, listening out for footsteps in response to your fuse throw. Now perhaps the most significant new addition in Update 1.3 is the levering trait for repeating rifles. Now this means all of the Winfield variants. It's essentially fanning for your Winfield, and allows for very fast hipfire, turning the gun into an absolute powerhouse up close. It unlocks at rank 14 and only costs 3 trade points in this iteration, so expect to see it used an awful lot. There are also 4 new legendary items: the Redneck Hunter skin, who I think is going to be a popular choice, the Long Hand, a Martini-Henry rifle, the Moat Juster, now I have no idea if I'm saying that correctly, but anyway, that's a cavalry saber, and the winner of the skin design competition, the Hedera Mortiferum, for the chain pistol. Along with all this new gear, there will be a new time of day. Sunset is a daytime map with the light source coming in from one angle, so it's supposed to make you consider how to approach your enemy so that you use that to your advantage. Realistically though, I think it's just going to be nice to have more variation on the lighting, and less chance for getting fog or night in a random contract. Finally, a new addition to the game's mechanics is this ear ringing effect. Now it's kind of like a muffled sound that builds up as you rapidly fire weapons. Long ammo seems to generate this effect much faster. It is intended to balance spammy weapons and add a layer of realism, and like most sound design in Hunt, it seems to be really well implemented, and here are some examples. So that's all for the new additions, but 1.3 isn't really about what's new, it's about the weapon balances, and we haven't seen big changes like this since the 1.0 release. So I made some videos reviewing all of the sidearms and rifles in Hunt. And don't worry, this isn't a plug, because now all of these videos are useless. Everything has been changed, especially for compact and medium weapons, but also the Avtomat. Now the Avtomat or Automat has always been a pain to balance, and in this case they are making it so that each pull of the trigger will shoot a 3-round burst instead of a 2-round burst, which is a massive nerf to its ammo availability. They have also made the recoil more severe and updated the weapon model itself, including the iron sight, which I definitely prefer. By reducing the price to $1,250 Hunt, it's definitely an overall nerf, but the weapon still feels like a powerhouse in its intended range bracket. Beyond that though, you're not going to win against other rifles. Oh, so you see something different there? The death screen UI has been improved as well, and you can now see your killer's stats and check out their Steam profile. So let's finally talk about those compact ammo changes. I was going to graph how each weapon is different, but knowing Crytek, things are going to be a little bit different by the time this update actually hits the live server anyway, so I'm going to wait until then for a really in-depth analysis. But what you need to know for now is that all compact ammo has been improved with regards to both base damage and headshot range. The Carabiner, Springfield, and the Sparks LRR silencer have also been improved in these areas so that they can keep pace as well. Now all pistols can reliably 2-tap to the body, including the Bornheim, although arm shots will still be problematic for anything smaller than the Caldwell conversion. These damage and range changes aren't minor tweaks, they're quite significant. For instance, the Caldwell conversion pistol had its damage go from 80 to 104, and its headshot range improved from 65 meters to 85 meters. Now all of these can be read in the patch notes that I linked below, so I'm not going to read them out one by one, but what I do want to discuss is the really big winners and losers from this rebalancing pass. Firstly, the Bornheim and its variants. By increasing damage and range on an already strong gun, this is a flat out buff. However, they have also doubled the price of the base Bornheim to $201, and its variants are now also very expensive, so this will restrict its use somewhat. All of these changes bring the Bornheim a little bit closer to the Dolch, both in price and in power. The other big winner is the Winfield. The damage and range buff means you can now 2-tap the chest out to 40 meters, and with the levering trait, it's a powerhouse up close. The extended headshot range means that you will compete with other rifles across most firefight distances as well. I think that silenced weapons saw the biggest jump in their stats. The Nagant silencer can now headshot out to 56 meters, the Winnie silencer out to 81 meters, up from only 39 meters, and the Spark sniper will headshot at 144 meters, in addition to now dealing the full 149 damage up close. The losers are everything that has not been touched. Improvements to the Carabiner now make the Springfield a bit redundant, and the Lavelle and Mosin, although still extremely powerful at long range, are much less competitive over the smaller rifles as you get close. Now this is going to shake up the meta a lot, and I'm excited to see how it all settles. Only through playing will we know how this new weapons sandbox feels, so I encourage you to get out there on the test server, get in some good fights, get some kills with these guns, and get killed by these guns, and then tell Crytek how you feel over in their Discord server. Now I'll be back next week with some in-depth reviews for shotguns, which are not changing in this update, or even sooner if there's new news worth sharing. So please subscribe if you want to stay up to date. You can also connect with the team at 4FS Gaming through our Twitch channel, Discord server, and Patreon, all of which are linked in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. This is Ascendance from 4FS Gaming.